You living in your purpose is you doing what makes you feel alive. There is not one specific thing, one specific job or career that you have to do in order to quote unquote live in your purpose. Living in your purpose is a feeling. And it's you having that feeling that you're doing something that matters. You're doing something that's making an impact. As human beings, we naturally have the desire to help people, to help others, because that is what is natural to our state of being. Innately, you want to have that feeling that you are making a difference, that what you are doing is on purpose, that you're doing something that you genuinely enjoy doing. And because you enjoy doing it, it doesn't even feel like work to you, and you feel like you are meant for it. You feel like it is meant for you. That is what living in your purpose feels like. But a lot of people are caught up, stuck in jobs that they don't like. A lot of people are caught up trying to build the business, do the things on purpose, but still feeling like they're not living in their purpose. Or maybe you're partially living in your purpose and you know that you're close, like you're on the path, you're taking the steps, but you're not quite fully there yet. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 ways to train your brain to feel like you are already living in your purpose so that we can expedite that transition of you feeling fully alive, lit up, embodied, living in your truth, living with the freedom and abundance that is meant for you, that comes along with you stepping into your purpose. And make sure you stay until the end, because the 5th point that I make is probably the most important one and is one of the biggest lessons that I've learned throughout this journey of following my own purpose. What's up? What's going on? My name is Sabrina, and welcome back to the channel. Here in the Better You space, we teach creatives, dreamers, and entrepreneurs how to train their brains to turn their dreams into their real daily lives. If you like what you hear today, please give this video a thumbs up to help push the algorithm so more people can see it. Subscribe to the channel. And if you want to start implementing some of these things that I talk about today, go ahead and get into Better Your Mind membership. I'll leave the link in the description below. It is your hub of daily brain trainings, the core teachings you need to know in order to rewire your brain for positive thinking, gaining clarity on your new identity and who you are showing up as and who you're not showing up as. We have monthly topics that we focus on, a daily challenge, and a bomb-ass group of ambitious dreamers who are ready to slay the day. So if you want to get into Better Your Mind, I'll leave the link in the description below, and let's get into the video. Also, if you see light marks on my hands, I just got back from India this past week for my first Indian wedding, and there's like a little bit of my henna left over. That being said, the first thing that is so easy to overlook that a lot of people get caught up in is to not focus on the outcome. When you're focusing on living in your purpose and changing your life, transforming your life, and doing things that you love more, and going on the trips, going on the travel, having the freedom, instead of looking at the outcome for validation that you are changing, that you are stepping into your purpose, that you are attracting the things that you want, focus on instead the feelings, the embodiment, the internal state. If you judge where you are at based on the outcome of what has manifested, then you will always continuously look at the outcome in future aspects of your life. You will never be fully in your body fulfilled because your energy is always outside of yourself. And one of the lessons that we learn here on the School of Earth is finding that fulfillment within. And the duality of this is that when you stop caring so much about the outcome and you find that fulfillment within, and you find that feeling of living in your purpose inside of you, instead of telling yourself, I'm not living in my purpose until I have the job, until I have the freedom, the vacations, the big bank account, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When instead you put that focus internally, the duality of that is when you become that magnet to attract the outcomes. But when you are so attached to the outcomes of, I have to see this manifested in my external reality in order for me to feel like I'm living in my purpose, in order for me to feel happy and fulfilled with where I am at in life, you are putting yourself into a Chinese finger trap. You are attaching yourself to the wrong things, and you are keeping yourself stuck by sticking and gluing yourself to these external circumstances. And it feels really shitty. I'm just being real. To always put your energy and attention on the outcome versus how you're really feeling inside. And so I want to ask you, what does it feel like to you to live in your purpose? What does it feel like to you to be making an impact, to be living in your desires? It's a feeling. There are many, many paths that you could take to live in your purpose. Multitude, limitless. There is not one job or career or path that automatically makes you living in your purpose. It is that feeling, and then you have the choice to take whatever path feels best to you. I'm going to go more in detail about this in my fourth point, but for now, I want to make it clear that you want to wake up and automatically feel that gratitude in your heart of, yes, I'm grateful for my day. I'm grateful for myself. I feel proud of who I am and what I'm doing, and the embodiment of me living in my purpose, even if the outside circumstances are not yet what I want it to be. Which brings me to my second point, is to not complain about your circumstances, your situation. And don't confuse this with gaslighting yourself. Okay, there's a fine line here between being in a really shitty situation and allowing yourself to feel the feels and validate yourself for feeling that way, and also being in a situation and throwing yourself a pity party and just complaining about your situation. If you're really in that bad of a situation, I always say, feel it, but don't dwell in it. Energy flows where attention goes. And so if you are constantly complaining about your situation, where are you putting your energy? Into your shitty job, into your shitty coworkers, into you not being happy with your circumstances, your bank accounts, the lack of freedom that you might have, the lack of abundance that you might have. That is all where your energy is going when you complain about it, when you dwell on it, when you feel bad for yourself. You need to catch yourself in the act and tell yourself, fuck this. It is not helping anyone for you to dwell in circumstances that are not benefiting you. It's not helping your mom, it's not helping your partner, it's not helping you, it's not helping anyone. And so notice when your thoughts go into a complaining cycle about whatever it is that does not align with the life of you living in your purpose. Starve out the things that drain your energy. If your coworkers are draining your energy, starve it out. Don't give it any of your attention. When I was in EMT school, emergency medical technician, these are the people that when you call 911, they show up, they drive the ambulances, they care for the patients. That was me as I was on track for nursing school. And as I was training to become an EMT, I got certified when I was 16 years old, actually. And my instructor was one of the top 3 instructors in the entire United States. And she was badass as fuck. And she told us, what you don't use, you lose. And she was telling us in the sense of make sure you stay up on your studies, because if you don't use it, those neural pathways will disintegrate, they'll fall away. Those neural pathways of everything that you learned won't stay intact if you don't use it. If we look at this in the sense of your negative circumstances, how everything in your external reality is a projection of some sort of subconscious programming, neural wiring that's going on deep in your brain, in your psyche, in your subconscious. When you starve out the negative things that you don't want to experience, you start to lose the power that it has for you. And you will notice the less you give those things your attention, the less they will be prevalent for you. The less you give those things attention, the less they will bother you. And if you are making a transition of stepping all the way into your purpose, you need to start starving out things that do not align with you. The unaligned people, the unaligned conversations, the things that just trigger you and bother you and make you feel small, make you feel stuck, starve it out. Stop giving it your energy, period. And then avert your attention to what does align, to what you do want to create, to the positive aspects of your situation now. And at times it may feel hard to find positive aspects of your situation now, but when it does feel hard to find those things, I want to stretch you to go out of your way and find them anyway, because what you surround yourself with and who you surround yourself with, your attention, where you put your attention is one of the most expensive things that you have. So spend your attention wisely. Number 3, surround yourself with people who are living in their purpose. You are who you surround yourself with. When you surround yourself with people who are complaining about their life, complaining about their circumstances, who feel bad for themselves, who are playing very small, it's like a natural human mechanism to mirror your peers' not only actions, mannerisms, but also belief systems, identities. And so it's very, very easy to exchange energies with the people that you surround yourself with. It is so crucial and critical that you are picky and selfish about who you spend your time with. Don't spend your time with just anyone just because they're there. And if there are not people in your immediate space, which there was not for me for a long time, who are living in their purpose, who do live the life that you want to live, who have the freedom and the abundance, find them online, spend time with them online, binge the podcast, binge the YouTube videos. This is what I did. And I got so familiar with different people's perspectives and how they viewed life and different people's belief systems. And my perspectives and my belief systems started to mirror theirs just by binging their content. This is that energetic exchange that goes on by surrounding yourself with, even if it's online over the internet, watching a video like this, you begin to embody and become more like them. So surround yourself with people who you want to become. Ask yourself, what is it about these people that I admire most? Like, what is it about them that I admire the most? And how can I begin to embody that? And notice the people. This is not about being rude. This is not about being bitchy. This is not about being any type of way or putting anyone down by any means. But notice the people who may be around you that may draw your energy down. And just take some distance from those people. Number 4, live on purpose today. You do not have to have your dream career, your big audience, to be highly respected and well-known in your industry in order to be making an impact and living in your purpose. You don't need all of that to be living in your purpose. That could be a potential, that could be a reality that's available for you. But how can you live on purpose today? Think about the small ripple effects you make just in your everyday life with the person that you pass on the street, with a coworker, with giving a random person a compliment, with giving someone some heartfelt advice when they're feeling really down. That version of yourself, that future version of yourself who does have all of the freedom, the big business, the big audience, whatever it is that you're looking for, what is that impact that they make? What is that feeling that they have? And start to create and spread that today in small ways and big ways and any ways. That is you continuing to tap into that frequency. That is you continuing to tap more into your true self, your highest self, the version of yourself who knows that you were meant to do these things. And you begin to feel a little more alive just by doing these little things. You start to make a little more connections with different people. You start to create this butterfly effect where you make a positive impact on someone else, they make a positive impact on someone else, they make a positive impact on someone else. You're doing more and more things that you enjoy, and you're beginning to live in your purpose without even needing the external things to validate you that you are living in your purpose. And again, this is that duality. You embody that, you practice that, you feel into that, baby. That's when the external comes. I want you to tap into the version of yourself that you feel like is living in your highest purpose. Tap into that frequency and just I want you to practice putting on like their eyes, putting on their lens of life, their goggles, their glasses, and seeing life through their perspective. Who would you talk to? How would you even like stand and speak about yourself? Would you be more outspoken? Would you be more outgoing? Would you feel more confident and grounded in your body and certain in yourself? Live in that purposeful state today, and you will be living way more in your purpose tomorrow than if you were to try to chase the numbers, chase the following, chase the money, chase the goals. And number 5, one of the most important things that I have to say in this video that you might honestly really not like me for, but I have to say it. Be patient. When it comes to you stepping on a path that hasn't been walked before, you stepping into the unknown, you following your own intuitive guidance and going into your purpose and doing the things that light you up, this requires a hell of a lot of bravery. This path is not for the faint of heart, because when you become closest to your highest self, everything within you that is not aligned with your highest self becomes surface to be released. And the reason why this is not for the faint of heart is because these are often when a lot of triggers come up. It was easy for you to make money before in your old job. Now all of a sudden in this new business, it's really hard for you to make money. Why? Because deeper money blocks are coming to the surface. You are a powerful manifester. Like I'm saying, like if you have a desire and you have no blocks between you and you getting that desire, it'll show up in your life within 24 hours. That is how powerful of a manifester you are. But more often than not, we're human beings. We have our different programmings from our upbringings, from our ancestors, programmings in our nervous system that have kept our ancestors safe in the past. But now I call these energetic knots inside of our subconscious programming that's connected to our energetic field, where you can try to manifest, affirm, visualize what you want as much as you want. But if the weight of the energetic knot is bigger than the energy of what you are putting forth to manifest, it's not going to get quite through. It's going to be like chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, but you won't yet see it manifested in the external yet. Big emphasis on the yet. When people say it took them 10 years to be able to get their business to kick off, but then once their business kicked off, they made six figures, multiple six figures, then a million, then multi-million, like in a short time span, that is due to the amount of time that it took them to overcome their energetic blocks, their energetic knots. They chipped away at them. They continue to move forward. They chipped away at them. They continue to move forward. No external outcomes yet. Nothing externally manifested, but what's going on internally is you're chipping away. You're chipping away. You're doing the inner work. You're working through your triggers. You're uncovering your limiting beliefs. You're visualizing. You're affirming. You're embodying. And so a lot of people may chip away. They're so close. They're so fucking close. But then they still look and they feel so frustrated. I'm not there yet. The outcome isn't there yet. But they're so much closer. They may have manifested other things in their external reality that are really great, but they're not even giving much attention to those because those big things that they've been really wanting and really manifested still have not come yet, but they're so much closer. What you desire is meant for you. Be stubborn in what you want. Be stubborn in your desires and be flexible with the way in which it comes. Be flexible with the how. Be flexible with how long it takes. Because the more impatient we are, and I've learned this the hard way, the more impatient that we are, the more we put ourselves in situations where we feel stuck. The more we go, oh, I've been working on this for X amount of time. I put in this amount of work in. Why is it easier for that person? And it's so hard for me. Everyone's soul journey is on a completely different path, completely different journey. So you cannot compare yourself to other people. Okay. You are on your own path. Stay in your own lane. It's not because these other people are better or smarter or more talented. Maybe their soul has already overcome these other energetic knots in previous lifetimes. So it's easier for them in this lifetime. But for you, in your lifetime, you've got maybe some sizable energetic knots that you've got to continue to chip away in order to get there. So be patient. You will get there. If you are stubborn with your vision, if you are determined and you continue to chip away, even when you don't see it in the external reality yet, and you say, I am not giving up until I see this, God will drop down the opportunities for you, the paths for you to be able to get to here. The right people, the right mentors, the right coaches, the right courses, the right books, the right ideas, the right opportunities. When you give up on your desires, you're giving up on God. You're giving up on yourself. You're giving up on life. So when you notice the impatience come up, because it most likely will come up because you're a human being, of why is it not coming faster? I want you to practice grounding yourself out, releasing any frustration, releasing any anger or upset that may come up with the impatience, and then bring your focus back to your vision. Because I'm telling you, you are chipping away, and you better not give up on your dreams. It's meant for you. It's written. It's your destiny. And you would be doing yourself so dirty if you were this close and you get so frustrated and impatient that you decide to walk away. Enjoy every step of the journey. I hope this video was helpful for you. Get into Better Your Mind if you want to connect with like-minded, ambitious dreamers, if you want to get access to the daily brain trainings. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell button to be notified every time I post a new one. Share this video with a friend, and I will see you in the next video.